whole business of a two-state solution, because what we saw, the pictures that we saw on Saturday were not Israeli security forces or IDF personnel being targeted. It was women, children, elderly, many of them being taken hostage, many of them being killed brutally. That is not something any civilized country or society can stand idly by and watch. Aydin Roll is an Israeli member of parliament. Amichai Stein is a journalist based in Tel Aviv. Dr. Maher Javed Nafar is a Middle East analyst. Mohammad Marandi is a political analyst in Iranian affairs. And Pinak Ranjan Chakravarti is former deputy chief of mission in Tel Aviv in Israel. Let me now start with Aydin Roll. First things are our sympathies, our thoughts and prayers with all the victims in Israel of this dastardly coordinated set of attacks. 48 hours on, what are you learning, Mr. Aydin Roll, about the role of Hamas, the people who have supported Hamas in carrying out such coordinated attacks, whether it's the Hezbollah or whether it's the so-called Iranian hand? What do we know 48 hours after these attacks took place?
Well, let me first thank you for your kind words on behalf of Israel.
Sorry.
I want the audience to understand, I want to address what you said about what Hamas as a terror organization is all about. People should not be confusing Hamas for any sort of a liberation movement or any sort of an organization which aims to solve all kinds of issues or rights for Palestinians. Hamas is a terror organization with a declared purpose and cause to kill all Israelis and annihilate the state of Israel. When we are facing a terror organization just like ISIS that rapes, murders, kidnaps babies and their young moms and holds them hostage, burns villages and houses with the people inside, that's no way of trying to approach in means of diplomacy or any other type of discussion. That is a terror organization that we as a country, that needs to protect its people and our borders. We have to strike back, and I urge the international community to stand by Israel in this tough time. And remember that terror doesn't distinguish between different nationalities. This is a murderous terror organization, and we are obligated and have the right to protect our people and make sure that they can no longer attack us.
Amichai Stein, if you're there, what is the most plausible explanation that you have come across in the last 2 days as you process these remarkable events that have unfolded in different parts of Israel, in at least 20 different locations, if not more? Just why would Hamas resort to something like this? I've seen, explanations about how this is to try and throw a spanner in the works about that possible rapprochement, this deal that was being cut between Riyadh and Tel Aviv. But that doesn't fully explain to me the scale of such attacks. Amichai Stein. All right, we lost Amichai Stein. Let me put that question then to Dr. Maher Javed Nafar. Because the last big attack that we saw, the last big flare-up between Israel and Hamas, happened sometime in 2016-17. We haven't seen something of this nature, this scale, in a number of years, in a number of decades. So what is the best plausible explanation for why Hamas has done what it has done? Because surely it has to be prepared for the blowback as a result.
Yeah, exactly, and this is why this is why Israel did not have a lot of forces on the border at that time, because in Israel the belief existed that the Gazan economy was getting better. 18,000 Gazans were coming to work in Israel every day. They were injecting $2 million into the Gazan economy, and that Hamas would not risk basically destroying the Gazan economy and wrecking Gaza by starting a war, and not just a war, the biggest massacre of civilians in Israeli history. No one believed that Hamas would do this. But we were wrong that Hamas was not going to risk the welfare of Palestinians. It has, and Hamas exactly knew that this would be the response. And I think one of the reasons is because, as you said, it's because it does not want Israel and Saudi Arabia to repair relations. This is, by the way, something done before during the Gulf War in the 1990s when America was attacking Iraq in order to basically to discredit America and to try to drag Israel into war. Saddam Hussein started firing missiles at Israel with the hope that Israel would enter war with the war against Iraq, thus making it more difficult for America to attack Iraq in that war and to expel it from Kuwait. It's from the same playbook. Now Hamas is doing the same. Whether it's taking direct orders from Islamic Republic of Iran, I don't know. But what I can say is this certainly serves the interests of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Ayatollah Khamenei himself was very angry. He warned countries against, especially meaning Saudi Arabia, against improving relations with Israel. And I think this is a major reason why Hamas did this. There's another minor reason as well, is that because Hamas wants to portray itself as the only side in Palestinian politics that's prepared to confront Israel militarily. That is true. I mean, nobody has confronted Israel militarily like Hamas, but judging from the results of its actions, nobody has caused more damage to the economic well-being of Palestinians like Hamas.
Okay.